Beckman Phi 71 pH meter. Okay. All right, let me do all three.
Then we are sending.
Okay. Hold on, don't fin it yet. Martin is providing 2 cartridges.
Sorry, 3.
Or 3 cartridges. Please note, Martin says do not put any pressure on the top cap or you will destroy the cartridge and the use of the cartridge. He has marked on the back of each one. Notice one is 3.1 and the other is 11.4. And you can reuse these over and over again when you need to. So we'll go
to qualify the instrumentation.
To qualify the instrumentation. We are now at a point when the number on the meter is stabilized and locked in.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Please note that it says auto. You can see the icon on the screen. This first reading came from pH buffer 7. Martin has rinsed off in the ionized water from buffer 7 and is now in buffer 4. He's going to start for the reading of buffer 4. Buffer 7 is more acidic.
No, buffer 4.
Sorry, buffer 4 is more acidic and therefore it reads faster than buffer 4. This number has stabilized at 190.4. See the auto icon.
And the difference is?
Martin is doing
178. And the theoretical is 177.75.
Okay, so when you're doing your test, you will see that the theoretical is 177.75. That's the difference between the buffer 4 and the buffer 7. And on the second attempt, it's 178.1.
Yeah.
All right. Martin advises that when you do the test, if you come anywhere near the theoretical, then that means your circuitry is working well.
But I'm talking about the difference, the difference in between the 4 and 7.
We are talking about the difference between the 4 and the 7.
Taken at stable readings.
Taken at stable readings.
Yep.
Hold on. Martin is going to send you the sensor dry. He's saying you need to condition it, let it soak in pH 4 overnight.
And then do a test.
And then you can do your test.
There is a black cap on the sensor itself.
There's a black cap on the sensor itself.
I'm putting it on.
Martin is putting it on now. That will protect it during the shipment. And then he will screw a bigger cap on top of that. So you have to take off the large screwed on cap and then take the black plastic cap off.
On the other hand, they can use this protection if they are afraid to break it. They just need much more buffer.
Martin advises that if you're worried about damaging the tip, you can take off the plastic screw section, take off the black cap, put the screw section back on, and you will see that it's much higher to protect the sensor tip. You just need more liquid in your cup.
More buffer in the cup.
More buffer liquid in the cup, so that the sensor can be submerged. Right now, in the hand analyzer blue, there's a cartridge inserted and the pH meter is doing the reading. When it finally reaches a stable reading, which is 10.5, as you can see, this is a validation that the cartridges are working with your circuitry.
And it's capable to work with this 1 gigaohm cartridge and sensor.
To be clear, the first test using the sensor from Martin in the solution 4 and 7 is to establish the theoretical number. Once that's done, you can then use the cartridge itself.
You can it's independent. You can use the pH sensor.
Martin reminds you that you need the Faraday cage for shielding when you use your circuitry and the Beckman meter.
I have a sealer, but I didn't take it out.
Martin is putting the cartridge into a pouch and stapling it shut
With this
for you
serial number
with the serial number
and the measurements we taken.
and the measurements that were
No, no,
taken.
leave.
Martin says you should have this book, Electrometric pH Determinations, Theory and Practice, Roger G. Bates, PhD, Chemist, National Bureau of Standards. Martin says you have to use the side pressure to insert, but when you want to exit, you can put your thumb in the thumb receptacle at the end
Or in close to it, yeah.
and pull it straight out.